Jack Jensen grew up on the farm and then fell in love with the outdoors, surfing, the snowboarding, the motocross, becoming an extreme sports athlete. Your dream job working at Red Bull initially, eh?
Straight off the get-go, bro.
And that was the birth of Misfits.
I'd literally just made a Facebook page, Misfit Productions, just made a YouTube page, released a few videos on YouTube, get a message from Global Eagle Entertainment, who runs all the in-flight entertainment for Air New Zealand, and they were wanting to get my content on board their flights. And I was like, yeah, right. yeah, we jumped on a call and it was legit.
We decided to go all in on Misfits production.
For those first few years, it was not all sunshine and rainbows.
2021, you started Spark That Chat.
One of the bros took his own life in November 2020. You get to understand people that take their lives. Wore a mask that was a very happy guy. I noticed what was helping the boys most, bringing the crew together, was talking. Was sparking that chat. It's been my dream to be able to do what we're doing and helping save lives, but also getting people frothing on life.
Suicide is the #1 cause of death for men under 45. Jack, where do you think we're at the moment in regards to men's mental health?
I'd say...
Kia ora everyone, Zach and Jake here from The Martin Show. Just a friendly reminder to please subscribe to our channel. It helps the channel more than you know, and it gives us more opportunity to be able to bring great guests.
We appreciate all the love we have received in 2024. 2025 is going to be a massive year. Enjoy all the episodes coming up, whānau. Macha aroha.
To the moon.
Jack Jensen, welcome to the show, brother.
What up, bro? Stoked to be here.
No, my man. Jack, what do we need to know about you to know a little bit more about who you are and the life you've lived?
Straight off the get-go, bro.
Let's get it.
Let's go. Jumping on in. Whatever I do with what I am now, like we've talked about, bro, is that I do it with my heart. I do what I believe in. Whether that be the content stuff, whether that be action sports and sending it, whether that be with people, whether that be mental health, it's through and through me. So I give my 100% to everything I do. Again, we could probably go down a huge avenue of whatnot, of how that all come about, but I'm sure I'll let you ask the questions, man. But yeah, I'm just here for the journey, here for the ride, and here to help as many people as I possibly can, showing them that there's so much life to be lived, and just doing your best, bro. Just sending it, learning, and surround yourself with good people. And that's, I guess, that's why I'm here today, bro. Like I said just before, your vibe attracts your tribe, and your tribe builds your vibe, and I'm here with you, my man, and you're a legend, bro.
Oh, so, my brother.
Stoked.
I appreciate that. It's mutual. You mentioned journey. And you're quite big on missions, dreams. You actually got quotation marks, chasing missions and dreams. I want to know what is the mission, bro? What is the dream?
So quite simply with the missions, bro, like chasing missions, that would be like chasing adventures. This is where Misfits is stemmed from. This is where my passions stem from. Chasing missions and adventures with my mates, with good people, with rad people, with, surf missions down the coast, hunting missions into the bush, moto missions to different tracks, different setups, snowboarding missions to different mountains, like just getting on the road, living and chasing the good times with your mates. That's chasing missions, bro. Like through and through, that's where all my mana and all my like energy really I get G'd up on, bro. Like this big mission we just did on Harleys. I love that shit. Being on the road, bro, meeting different people with amazing people, by your side. That is so much of just fuels me up with goodness. And then chasing dreams, well, I think that speaks for itself. It's been able to go and have a crack at things, making your dreams become your reality, having the courage to do so. And, that whether that be business, brand stuff from the get-go with Misfits, or Spark That charity, or literally as an action sports athlete, leveling up and ticking off boxes, bro. having, like, I remember going full time with Misfits, and I'm like, I want to really commit to this action sports thing. It's my passion. I love it. Love what it does for me. I love the mission, and I want to learn how to backflip a snowboard. I want to learn how to backflip a push bike. I want to backflip a moto. And then, bro, it was pretty crazy by the end of last year. Well, December 1st, bro, and that day will be locked in my brain forever. Franklin Farm, going and stomping my first flips to dirt on a moto. That was like a real wild part of my life. What, you know, even still to today, how it's really living the dream but having the courage to overcome adversity. And like, because the first time I spun a backflip to dirt, bro, was 3 months before in July. 3 or 4 months, and over rotated and knocked myself out. And I had to, for that next process, come back on the bike and learn and assess and come back to that same setup, same jump, same place, and had to overcome many obstacles again, another story in itself, to be able to get to that face, look at it in the eye, and go and lock in, trust the process, trust myself to go and stomp this flip to dirt, and then backed it up right after again just to nail it in.
Wow.
And that reflects, you know, the push bikes, the snowboards, everything, my mentality in that way of like, you can make it happen. You know, if you have a dream and you're relentless and you work hard and you take calculated risk, you can really, and have the courage, I think, you know, you can really make your dreams become reality. And here we are today, bro. So
Bro, well, you mentioned everyone has a dream. Everyone does dream.
Yeah.
Everyone has a dream, but I feel like not everyone commits to their dream. And so what do you think it is, bro? What do you think separates those that do commit to it, that do action it, as opposed to those that don't?
that's a great question. And I think there's a lot that comes with chasing your dream. There's a lot of sacrifice. There's a lot of criticism. There's a lot of judgment. And especially, I think it's getting better in New Zealand, but the tall poppy syndrome bullshit, that's got to go. And it's going though, because people are talking about it more and more. I so believe like you rise with people. You know, you see someone, I love to see people do well. Like honestly, like to be inspired by someone that's doing so well, like brother, we're talking about you can learn from all different walks of life, all different people, bro. And when someone's doing well, it's inspiring. So to be able to flip that, but a lot of that, like chasing your dreams, it's putting yourself out on the limb because you're not being a sheep. You're changing. You're not in line, bro. You've jumped out here and now you've got more eyes on you. And because you're doing it differently, you're up to judgment. You're up to when I say failure in the most wicked way, because you can learn, that's your biggest teachings. You know, the most successful people are the people that have failed, but been relentless in the pursuit, learned from all those things to continue to where they are, you know, in the limelight or in success in business or as an athlete, whatnot. There's so much behind the scenes, but I think it's just real, the courage to be able to put all that aside. If it means enough to you, bro, if you really want to pursue your dream, you're going to do whatever it takes to do so. And sometimes it's dealing with all that shit. Sometimes it's losing mates that you thought were your mates, but obviously not if they don't back you, you know, because your mates and your loved ones do through and through, they'll back you and they'll be honest with you and they'll help you get to where you believe and want to go. So you really learn about people really quickly, and especially in that tight circle. But I think because it's scary, it's been open to judgment. It's fear of failure. It's fear of judgment. And I honestly think, you know, and this is through my own personal experience, we only get one crack at life. So honestly, give it the best crack you got, bro. You don't know what's around the corner. You don't know what's happening tomorrow. Be, again, like smart about it. Be calculated. Again, calculated risk versus reckless. That's a huge one, and that it correlates across from action sports to business. It's being calculated risk. Be smart about it, and then make those steps forward. Make that one step forward. If you want to start it, just start doing it. Whether that be a social media page, whether that be going out into whatever environment that may be, take it each day as it comes and just get this traction. Yeah, I think it's fear that puts a lot of people off. And,
bro, but it's fear, but courage is being fearful anyway, being scared and doing it anyway.
If you're courageous, that is one of the most powerful traits you can possibly have in the toolkit. Yeah.
Like we've mentioned some big names off air, you know, the Izzies, all these guys, they'll still be fearful. They'll still have those feelings, but they do it anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
It's running to the fight, you know, in terms of not running away. Yeah, it's having that, I guess, that warrior mentality. And when you talk about Izzy and Kaikara and Dan's and the Eugenes of this world, which we're fortunate to catch up with those guys a couple of weeks back on our tour, we talked about that, and they're all human. We're all human. We all face adversity at different level. We all face all these curveballs of life in different way, shape or form, but it's taking the reins. It's been able to take that power back and just run it up. Do your best.
You got a lot of wisdom as well, bro, even from this morning. Where do you think do you think all of your knowledge has come from, I guess, the obstacles in your personal life and the challenges that you've overcome? Because you share some great cordials on and off, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On and off there, I mean.
Yeah.
Do you think that's come from the challenges that you've been through?
Yeah. Great question. Yeah, I believe it's a lot of what I speak from is from experience. It's from life experience. Fortunately and unfortunately, I've gone through what I've gone through, but we all have different stories. But I guess the way I've used, whether that be something really negative happen in my life, I've used it as fuel to make that next step, to be able to use it as gas to be able to help people, to be able to story tell, to be able to connect.
Yeah, bro.
To be able to just, ultimately relate. Because again, like I said, we all go through these these emotions, these times of life where shit hits the fan or we're standing at the top of a mountain. They all look different, the journeys to be able to get there, but you know, that relatability factor is the most beautiful part about connecting with someone. And 9 times out of 10, if you spark that chat, bro, and you talk real talk like we're talking about, bro, you get to know someone pretty dang quickly and you can really relate and help each other on this journey. So I guess for me, yeah, bro, it's life experiences that I'm talking about. It's people that I've learned. It's people I've met and learnt from my life. Yeah.
Welcome to the Martin Show First Ad Break. For anyone who is wanting to go on a new journey, learn a new skill, we have started our basic beginners boxing fundamentals course. For anyone, if it's your first time, if you're a seasoned member, this is the course for you in the boxing space or fitness space. Click the link below or go to onlineboxingtraining.com and I'll see you guys there. Let's get to mahi, eh? Yeah, wicked. Well, bro, your story's so cool as well because your farm life, grew up on the farm.
Yeah.
Hastings, Hawke's Bay. And then fell in love with the outdoors, really. You mentioned the surfing, the snowboarding, the motocross, which led to you becoming an extreme sports athlete. And you got your dream job working at Red Bull initially, early on.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro. And so you worked there for a couple of years. And then that's when you decided to pursue your own thing. And that was the birth of Misfits. Is that correct?
Yeah, bro, bang on. You've done your study, my man. Massive love.
Hey,
bro.
Stephen Bartlett, I'm coming for you.
It's so good, bro. Really respect it. I went to uni, studied AgCom because that was, I don't know what I wanted to do, bro. Even throughout uni, I remember going for a push bike ride, bro, with Dad while I was back for uni break. There's a heap of breaks when you're at uni. Holy, it's like being on bloody holiday. Anyway. So much fun. But anyway, I to everyone listening, if you're a university student, I believe it's so 70-30.
Yeah.
It's 70% of what you're doing amongst that time and 30% study. You know, it's so be smart with that. You can do whatever you want with that time. But anyway, I was back with Dad, bro, and I was like, this is year 2, bro, and I didn't know what I was wanting to do, but I knew it was like along the action sports line because I just landed this job with Red Bull. which was just incredible. 2.5 years of traveling the country and also holding down the account at anything events, logistics, whatnot. I was the man on the ground in the Manawatu at 19 years old, 19, 20, which was unreal to get an insight into this mecca brand, you know, the biggest action sports or brand in the world, you know. And I learned a hell of a lot. I met a lot of incredible people and networked along the way. And yeah, by my last year of uni, there's a couple of different opportunities that cropped up while I was shooting content. I've always loved to, like, as a content creator, it stemmed from the passion of capturing the mission with the bros, like I said back at the start, but shooting it and then shooting it on a GoPro and then being able to mash it together to watch back and like enjoy and remember the memory. And like that was really the start of Misfits. You know, we're known as the Misfit Crew, Hawke's Bay Misfits, as grommets just wreaking havoc and just being little shits basically, but having a lot of fun in the process. But then being able to, I saw this opportunity as social media was rising, as, you know, content was becoming king. And this was 2017, my final year of uni. And yeah, bro, I got this opportunity. I was creating content, released a few videos on YouTube, some hunting, duck shooting videos, Fiji surf trip, a couple of skate vids with the boys at home, some moto stuff. That's on YouTube, bro. It was just the beginning. Like, I'd literally just made a Facebook page, Misfit Productions, just made a YouTube page. It's like, I don't know, 20 subscribers, bro. Get a message from Ali Johansson from Global Eagle Entertainment, who runs all the in-flight entertainment for Air New Zealand. And I honestly thought it was a scam. When I got this message, I was on the way to footy training, bro. To Kawa, shout out to Kawa. And I was on the way to footy training, opened this message, and they were wanting to get my content on board their flights. And I was like, yeah, right. yeah, righto. And anyway, it stemmed to a phone call the next day. I was like, all right, if this is legit, what's your phone number, etc. So we jumped on a call and it was legit. And that was a real my first client was Air New Zealand.
Wow.
My second client was Red Bull. You know, even these little things in the bigger picture, I looked at it and I was like, wow, if I can do this from the get-go and this can be a job and an income, even at this small scale of, you know, when you start, bro, getting paid is just like that cherry on top, you know, the fact of the alliance or even creating for these big brand businesses, these meccas, it was like, wow, like mind blowing. I look back at that and it's like, wow. But that was the real, like, first, like, well, I could do this. I could make this something. So that's where my contract ended with Red Bull that following summer. I was working irrigation at the same time for Bostocks. So running irrigation for 12 hours, and then I'd contract to Red Bull over those weekends for events with the events vehicle, which was amazing. Took care of the DJs and basically made sure people were fueled up with froth of Red Bull. And then did a big film mission along that with GoPros and made edits and whatnot. And then my contract ran up and it was time to make the decision of what's next. And that's when even I was looking at opportunity with Red Bull and they said, hey, there's a job opportunity in Hawke's Bay. We moved to Hawke's Bay, me and my partner. And back to the home, I love Hawke's Bay, like through and through. Hence why I'm still there and always will be. I just love and pet. It's the ultimate backyard, bro. Like, we're so lucky to have it. But this job opportunity cropped up as they call them strikers, bro, which is like accounts they make with stock and servos, all those things. And this popped up and they're like, have a crack at that, Jack. Like, if you're wanting to stay with Red Bull. I was really like, I didn't know what's next. But I was like, okay, I love the brand. I'm keen to be a part of this. So they're like, yeah, it's not really you, but give it a crack. And so I got into the interview process and came down to the last few and didn't get the job. And I had a conversation with the chick that was the lead in the job. She said, Jack, this isn't what you do. You're a people's person. You need to, I know, I'm sorry that didn't give you this opportunity, but go and do what you're meant to do. And that honestly was fuel. And I was like, holy shit, this is what I'm talking about in terms of you could take that as a failure. And I was like, that would have been so good to just be set up and financially and to have that grounding. But then I was like, I'd very like a couple of really good mentors within Red Bull that helped me out. Nick Newman, who's based down south, incredible dude, as well as Ollie Hicks, who was running the branding and big stuff, the sponsorships and partnerships for Red Bull. And they really helped me execute, business cards, ideas around how to get money in the bank as a creative. And that's where I was like, okay, well, now's the time. I've got enough money in the bank to pay bills for 6 weeks. It's time to go chase the dream. And that's where it started, bro.
Wow. And so that's when you decided to go all in on Misfits Productions.
All in. No looking back. No looking back. For those first few years, it was not all sunshine and rainbows. Like I said, like I'm talking about experience from all those things I talked about at the start, like the loss of friends, the curveballs, the judgments, the everything, the financial situation, sometimes not knowing how to pay the next bills, but very fortunately having my partner who's in business for us, an incredible business owner herself, and just say, trust the process, get back to that emailing, go sit and just contact all those people. There's always shit to do. There's always people to connect. There's so much opportunity. And so to have that relentlessness, to have that to pursue, to want it enough. Yeah, and that was honestly what it came down to. And then as the brand grew and grew, as I, just invested more and more, the time, bro, the amount of stuff I did for free, the amount of things I just did throughout passion to be able to get to where it is, to start getting paid jobs as an action sports athlete, as a creator, as a lifestyle creator. And then now, now it's just...
Now it's a story to tell.
Oh, man, it's a part of the story.
You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah, fully. And to everyone out there watching that doesn't know where to start, well, honestly, that's what I mean. Like, it's going to be daunting. It's going to be scary, but that's the right place to be. That's living.
Fucking mono track. Oh, I want to go hit that bag again, bro. That's crazy. I love it, brother. Okay, mono. So that's, bro, 2017. This is your 8-year.
2018. Yeah, 2018 February, March. Yeah, because I'd coming into graduation that year and started 2018 February, March. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. And the earlier years would have been the hardest years, right?
Big time.
So that's
massively. First 2-3 years were like, they're real challenging.
Yeah.
And the dynamic of being able to pay bills and also build this brand and this culture within what Misfits is today. It was a real balancing act to be able to execute and make sure I had to tick all the boxes and bring all the pillars up together.
Well, it is the journey, and you never know what's going to arise from that in that 7-8 years. And then in 2021, you started Spark That Chat, or introduced Spark That Chat.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the birth of Spark That Chat and how that came about.
This is what I mean about like the real gnarly stuff in life. You can choose to do one or two things, And for me, it happened to one of the bros, Rito, took his own life in November 2020, and he was a crew member. He was an absolute legendary dude, man. Hard case, life of the party, pretty classic sort of persona as you get to understand people that take their lives. Wore a mask. That was a very happy guy. But yeah, he took his life in November 2020. And it was from that it was around that time, bro, even before Rito actually, that I was touched by loss due to suicide. And a rugby coach who was an absolute top bloke, absolute legendary bloke, Jason White. Again, just like a real like core great guy, big smile, big laugh, big energy. And then a younger brother, 18 years old, one of my close bros, Trev, who I went to uni with, and his younger bro. And that happened within a space of 4 weeks. And then it's pretty, so I released a video on Misfits for the very first time. sparking that chat, like literally on the platform on Misfits, and talked mental health and talked about this issue that there is. I didn't know much about it to the level of what it is, like at all, but I was touched by it mutually through my own life. And then within a couple of months, Rito did. And that was like a real it was a real backwards sort of, that time you look back on, you always just, the question, why, man? Or like, and within our crew, like you go back to what Misfits is all about. It's all about the chasing the froth, brother. It's chasing the light. It's chasing the good times with your mates. And in terms of a team and a crew, we're really, in terms of we were really open in terms of connection, having each other's backs. Like, bro, we used to live out of each other's pockets for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and just had such good times. The amount of good times, bro, we had at my place on a Thursday night, and Rito was there, larger than life. Jeez, man. Stuff that you'd never put on camera, that's for sure. It's funny stuff, bro. But like, I'm so, so thankful for those memories. But yeah, we lost a good man. And from there, that time, I noticed what was helping the boys most, bringing the crew together, was sparking that chat. That's how it honestly come about, the name. Like, let's spark that chat, bro. Like, you're feeling down, the skin a bit above you. Let's talk. Let's spark that chat. And from there, the bro's birthday is in March, and I was like, all right, we're going to do it this March. I'm going to dedicate the whole Misfit platform to sparking as many chats as we possibly can, to be able to integrate it into this lifestyle, action, high life stuff, and talk about the other side of what high life is, the other level of dopamine, brother, that the scales balance, and talking about the lower as well, and bringing that into the conversation. And that was inspired by, I put a video out initially. I remember sitting down on the deck at home on the steps and filming this video, and it was within, honestly, an hour, I think, from this phone call, bro, that I remember that from my cousin, who's best mates with Rito, and I put a video out just raw and real as to our community, just saying, hey, we're gonna be offline for the foreseeable future. One of the bros just took their lives. And to everyone out there, whoever's watching, if you're in the similar situation, the headspace, please don't. Reach out for help. Connect with your mates. Don't do it. This is like, fuck, I can't even explain the pain. Everyone that knows, and then turn the phone off, bro. And 48 hours later, just switch the phone back on after that. And the inbox, bro, was blowing up on Misfits, and with messages of sending their regards and love. And messages, bro, so many messages saying, hey, you guys sending all the love. Time will be the biggest healer. I know this because I've lost a mate. I've lost a brother. I've lost an uncle. I've lost a dad. I've lost just... the level of the amount of people that could relate was just overwhelming. It was just like, what the hell? There's so many people that, like, there's a huge issue here. What the hell? This is in the Misfit community, bro, and that was a quarter of the size of what it was now. And just the amount of people that could relate was just stuck out. And I was like, that's what triggered me to be like, all right, I've got to do something about this. Going back to the very first statement of this conversation we're having, is that I lead charge with my heart and what we do, whether that be whatever I'm touching, it's what you see is what you get, brother. And I was like, all right, well, this needs to be an issue. This needs to be this needs to be talked about because it's not been talked about enough. What the hell? Like this is, this is a conversation point. So basically from there, that's what sparked. I was like, all right, okay, I know what I got to do. My first outlet to be able to give back and add value is by talking about it.
Yeah, wow.
And that's where Spark That Chat first campaign was born, where we sold a range of clothing. 100% of the proceeds went to the Mental Health Foundation. That was our first link and step with them, and they're incredible in what they do. And yes, so we sell clothing with Misfits and merch and whatnot. Pretty much always have since the beginning. And it was, interlinking those worlds and being able to give those funds to help whatever way that looked like. So more people don't have to go through what we've gone through. Or if they have, that they get support. And so that was the birth, bro. And now, we're 5 campaigns in, 4 years down the track. And now Spark That Chat has grown from an initiative to a movement within 3 years where people really align and see what we're doing and can relate. And now it's a full-fledged charity because it grew too big and it's into its own entity where it would have been restricted by just being Misfits Heart Child. It's now like it can grow into whatever level that may be. Our mission is to ultimately help save as many lives as we can and empower people to thrive on life as well. Not just go through life, but grow through life. And Misfits, is this niche action sports festivals part, real high, like energy, froth, dream big, live bigger. Whereas Spark That Chat, bro, that is everyone with a brain. Yeah. That's everyone uniting as a human, as like I talk about with these different levels. So it was, breaking into its own entity and being able to make this cool, to be able to talk about, to be able to enforce that it's all good to not be okay. Let's chat through it. Let's spark that chat. Let's look after each other. Let's grow through it together. Let's not be alone.
Yeah, bro. It has morphed itself into this beautiful movement, no? And like I said, you've been busy. You've just come back from the Future Generations tour, and that was, I believe, the first one you've ever done.
Yeah, bro.
See?
Yeah.
The festival tour.
Yeah.
So you have been busy, bro.
Yeah, bro.
And you've interviewed some of the biggest names as well in Aotearoa.
Yeah.
I guess what has been like the biggest learning from interviewing all these people, from the likes of, Israel Adesanya to the bro that's, it could be one of those guys that were in prison, like you said earlier.
We're all human. No matter what walk of life you are, everyone goes through struggles. Everyone has their shit they're coping with. Everyone gets curveballs. And the most beautiful and amazing thing is connection. And that is the most powerful thing above all, is connection, is communication with one another. It's community, bro. The power in community. And seeing that, especially over the past, this journey, my life journey, but also what Future Generations Tour reflects, which we did 9 regions in 16 days, and we met a hell of a lot, like you said, all different walks of life. But connection, community is the most powerful thing above them all, to be able to help one another, to be able to grow, to be able to continue on this journey throughout those real tough days or those real epic ones as well.
Jack, where do you think we're at the moment in regards to men's mental health?
I'd say there's a lot of talk about mental health. There's a lot going on there. It's a lot on the social media, but it's action, bro. It's action what we need. Like it nearly can be overwhelming or over the top, bro, with the amount of mental health things. But it's not becoming like it's having an awareness. It's a part of us. It's whether it be good mental health or bad mental health, it's an acknowledgement. It's being able to action these simple things like we talk about around exercise, communication, tapping into what we are, to what we're built to do, connect, listen, talk, run, jump, be, you know. So I think I'm very aware, especially even over the past 6 weeks, the level of loss across Aotearoa alone. So it's a very scary, yes, the world is, you could say, a gnarly place, but it's also such a beautiful place. And New Zealand is such a beautiful place. We're so lucky to have this place as our backyard. Sometimes you just need to take that homie, grip them tight, and then go out to the hills or go to the gym or go for a wander in the bush and just be with them. You know, I think it's so important because it is. It's like it's pretty gnarly out there and people are seeing this, you know, the way out is out. It's been done with it. But man, like the ripple effect that creates, really, really gnarly with families, communities. I've seen it firsthand and will continue. Like, I just want to stop it. It's just like, come on, like we can get through this, you know, and that's the point of why I'm here today and talking about, and will continue to for as long as I'm breathing.
I think you're right though. I think you're right. There is a lot of awareness out there. I don't think there is enough action. And I think when you say action, it doesn't need to be something like no one needs to go do a future generations talk like the bro here. It's like, it's literally, even it's a work on for me, literally just a chicken once a week with the bros maybe, you know? It's something so small, but something we just overlook.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that is. It's like, how do we make the subject, how do we make men's mental health not become like wallpaper? In other words, that's what Stephen Bartlett talks about. In other words, like, how do we not make it become, I guess, boring? You know, when you see another, men's mental health, swipe up. It's like, how do we not let it get?
I think it's integrating it into life. Action, bro. Like I say, action. It's like doing it, leading by example. Like just doing it, bro. Instead of just talking about it. There's a lot of people that talk about it, that talk.
Yeah, bro.
But there's so much, like, action it, man. Like, go out on that run. Go out, like I said, go connect with your homie, bro. Go, like, spark that chat, catch up for a coffee, a beer or whatnot. Go for a mission on the 4Bs. Go dirt bike or go whatever. Go swimming. Go for a walk. Like, there's just do it. Like, instead of, you know, again, like one of the biggest connectors, obviously, people to be able to understand that, to be able to be inspired at home. We have these great platforms to be able to speak on, and with the utilization of social media, but remember, disconnect. Get back to living in the present, put your phone down, go and catch up, go be where your feet are, man. So it's actioning it, it's making it cool, bro. Like it's been proactive, it's been healthy. Like it's really focusing on your health and yourself, you know, like, and that will trickle on to help your mates and hugely, and those around you, your family. Showing up for yourself, you know, show up for others.
Jack, what about this one? Men are supposed to suffer. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100% I do. A part of suffering with life, you know, suffering can be a heavy word to use, but it's so like, again, you've got to, I personally am drawn to, as we connected, by a physical suffering, by being able to go bloody bleed out your eyes essentially up a hill and just push your body and mind to the absolute limit and get into the hurt locker and suffer, I guess. Because the repercussion of that, the goodness that comes out of that is such a high. It's a trade-off with your dopamine, bro, and it's another conversation. But I think, you know, suffering, it makes you who you are. Suffering makes you who you are. Your really gnarly times, your challenges, all the shit that happens to you, it makes it who you are. That's what I'm talking about by, like, you either choose to lay down and be beaten by it. And I can't reiterate enough. Everyone's level of suffering is different, and everyone's level of being able to do that healthily, or like to be able to make choices healthily for themselves. And again, it ranges with ages and surroundings and upbringing, but I just couldn't be enough empowerment to yourself to be able to make that next move, to be able to like get yourself up, dust off, and be able to keep one stepping forward in front of the next, and whatever that looks like. I think it is so important. Like, it goes back to growing through life instead of going through life. It's been able to take all of that shit and be fueled by it to do good for yourself and show the world what's up, show the universe what's up. Because what comes out of that is some of the most extraordinary human beings that walk this earth, bro. I've gone through some of the toughest stuff.
Here's another one this one's from Cherry Henry. It's not easy to be a man. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think it's easy to be a man?
Oh, I don't think it's easy to be anything in terms of like living's tough, bro. Like, a part of this human existence is suffering. It's toughness. It's challenge. Easy. Fuck easy, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't learn bugger all from easy, man. So I say, you know, life is tough and it's hard. And, you know, again, from these different challenges in life, it shapes you, it's character, building stuff. And there's not much character that gets built by easy, man, with comfortability. We make, you know, our brains function to keep us comfortable. So that's what I mean around by putting yourself through the hurt locker. Personally, for me, it's taking the reins, man. It's been like, yo, to upstairs, that, you know, that devil on your shoulder, I'm the boss. This is what's up. I think, yeah, I don't know if that answers.
Nah, but I love it. What I'm getting as well is like that idea of duality, like the good and the bad. Because I think a work on for us is like normalizing both, like normalizing the bad as well. Like, we're so like, hey, like if with a colleague, you could be like, hey, how are you? Automatically, oh yeah, I'm good. But like normalizing, like, no, I'm not doing too good. We'd be like, no, if someone said I'm not doing too good, you're like, oh shit, like you must be like depressed or something. Like you know what I mean? It's not normal. I think that's a work on even for me, like admitting it, because the people closest to me can see. They'll be able to tell from my energy levels, but I think I need to, as well as a lot of other people listening, just need to admit, like, nah, bro, I'm actually like, I'm not doing too good. And it's all good. That's the most important part.
It is.
You know?
You're human.
Exactly, bro. This is an interesting stat that I thought you'd be aware, you'd be interested in as well. It's like, so the main reasons men don't talk about their poor mental health: 1, not wanting to be a burden; 2, not wanting to appear weak; and 3, not wanting to admit they need help. How good are you at opening up to people when you are feeling, I guess, a little bit of mama, but pain, weak, vulnerable?
That's awesome, bro. I try to do my absolute best, and I live by it by talking in terms of action. You know, when speaking, back it up. If you're going to talk the talk, walk the walk. But sometimes I'm very much reminded, and I need to remind myself, hey, you're doing all this and you're helping a lot of people, and you're giving all the energy. And sometimes it comes back again, that balance is being deficient. I think I've been getting better at it. Getting better at it myself. Again, I'd come back to like holding myself accountable to be able to be like, if you're talking about it, you've got to be doing it, man. And I think I'm good. If I really need a chat, I'll reach out to the bros for sure. Or even my partner's very good at that. And also reading, again, energy or parents. I'm very fortunate to be surrounded by so many awesome people that love me for who I am, which is I'm so fortunate, because I know it's not a given. But I think I'm all good at it, and I think that's the point. All you need to be is all good at it. Not all good, because you've got to work through the shit. And again, all of us, the biggest superstars you guys watch on social media or whatnot, like they all go through their own shit, and you see 0.1% of that top of their high life on social media. So remember, you know, again, that's a big part of the negative slant on what social media is bringing to this world now is that comparison factor to a very not a real thing, and disconnection. So it's about tightening that up and realizing, having an understanding, like we talked about this morning, bro, off camera, have an understanding and analyze from a bird's eye view why am I feeling like this? You know, what has triggered me to feel down? Why do I feel a bit empty? Why do I feel like a little bit depressed? Or why am I anxious right now? And sitting with yourself and acknowledge it. And so you can continue to move, because this too shall pass.
What do you think you are struggling with at the moment?
I'd say an overwhelmingness of things, self-pressures on myself in terms of what I want to do, where I want to go, and it being when it gets to pen to paper or sitting at the desk, and this week's been the biggest for me, is just, and it's all real positive stuff, but having that overwhelming feeling of like, where do I start? Going back to it, one step in front of the other, one task at a time, focus in on what needs to be done today or this week, and being able to move forward. I've literally had this conversation with my partner this week because I felt that. I was open to it. I felt it. I like even that level, bro, of, because when this overwhelming feeling, it shadows the really good shit of getting back from this tour that I've dreamt of doing, the circumstances of my beautiful, healthy son, my family, health is wealth, and we've got it. And so within a overwhelming feeling, it can rob you of those really beautiful feelings and to feel the good. So it's been able to, again, acknowledge it, step up, spark that chat to be able to move forward. And, a problem shared is a problem halved. So it's been able to, get back to the roots and, again, move forward one task at a time. But, that's what I've been, a couple of struggles recently.
That's one that I resonate with a lot, and I think a lot of lads would resonate with that, bro. The overwhelmness, the pressures of everything, bro. Like the number one factor for poor mental health is financial reasons. That leads into everything you're mentioning.
Yeah.
Work pressure, health, loneliness, isolation, trauma, and abuse. And I think that's when you bottle all of that up, when that's like a full bottle, that's when I think the young lad is like, man, I don't know how I can get away from this feeling. This, we're feeling at a slight thing, and you got the tools to get yourself back to that toe, that present, that relaxed. But these stats were absolutely out the gate, bro, in regards to that next step of when that pressure is too much. Suicide is the number one cause of death for men under 45. The number one cause of death for men under 45. 76% of all suicides are men. And that was actually from Stephen Bartlett's podcast as well. But when I heard that's crazy stats, bro. And I think, like the overwhelmness, the pressure, it's crazy.
It is. It's sad, man. It makes me, feel that. Because again, there's so much life to live. But you can get so blinded and immersed in those feelings if you don't know how to manage those feelings. Hence why I'm on this absolute mission for as long as I'm breathing, to help people, equip them with the right tools so they can get to that work site and have the right tools to be able to take the job on. And I really believe it's just that. It's people not knowing how to manage that. You're so right. I'm very fortunate to have these tools in my toolkit so I can take these on at least. And I find, some at the very point of the heightened emotions, it's tough for me. And I'm equipped with these brilliant things. So I can't, imagine when you're at the absolute low of a cracking of a boiling point of the bottle being so full, it needs to explode. You just want everything to stop. And that's where it is. And that's where I also understand suicide. And it's these people that are in the zone are completely immersed in pain. So they do not see clearly through their eyes. Everything's foggy, bro. There's misunderstanding. There's no They can't see life in the world for what it is because they're so blinded and immersed in this pain that they cannot get out of. And this is where I have so much empathy and love for these people that are out there watching. If you're in that, that's why I just urge you to spark that chat. It honestly gets better. Life does get better through this. It's these toughest points of time which will help you be the best you can be down the track. It's just getting through these real tough times, and it's relying on the people around you. It's relying on those loved ones. It's reaching out. It honestly can be so life-saving. Those hands that are trying to get at you while you're down there, reach on out and take that hand. It is, it's a stat, bro, that is so like confronting because we see it, especially in such a small country with New Zealand. Everyone's connected somehow, So being aware of all of that. Just be there for one another. Be kind, be awesome, helping one another out.
Welcome to the Martin Show First Ad Break. For anyone who is wanting to go on a new journey, learn a new skill, we have started our basic beginners boxing fundamentals course. For anyone, if it's your first time, if you're a seasoned member, this is the course for you in the boxing space or fitness space. Click the link below or go to onlineboxingtraining.com and I'll see you guys there. Let's get some mahi, eh? Future Jack, 5-10 years. Where do you want to see yourself, brother? What would you like to have done then?
Bro, I'm at a point right now where, being completely real, I'm living my dream right here. So I've found it quite a tough time over the past 3 months in terms of direction. Because I think that stomping that bat flip on the dirt bike was a real point of time for me to what I've achieved and wanted to achieve within my dream to date. So I'm here now, and it's really time to think about that next 5, that next 10. So I'm in that right now, bro, of goal setting and also acknowledging what's going on right here, right now with both Spark That Chat, the charity, Misfits, the branding company, myself as an athlete, a keynote speaker, a dad, a partner, a mate, a son. And it's really time for me, I guess, to reflect. And I've been doing that the bit. I've just been go. But we're about to head overseas for a week. So I plan to just come back to ground, to feel it all. And then really sort of look at where we're taking everything, because where it is at right now, it is honestly, it's been my dream to be able to do what we're doing and with such meaning, with things that matter. What we're doing is helping save lives, but also getting people frothing on life, bro. And that has been like the most, at an absolute peak, just love people stoked, bro. Like our merch, one of our biggest slogans is united by Stoke, united through Stoke. I couldn't just to see the culture of what Misfits is today and the community and the people that are proud to be a part of it. I'm so proud when I see them rocking the merch, whether I see them out frothing out or coming up and introducing themselves. I'm always so stoked because they're so stoked. The energy is contagious. It's through the roof. It gasses me up. And it's whether it be on bikes or on the mountain or at festivals or at a rock jumping spot, these guys are just so frothed up on life and living. And that's what I'm so proud about. I'm going down a tangent, but it is, again, just reflecting on what is and has been done to date. And just wanting to continue it, wanting to continue to grow it, wanting to continue to tell stories, create content, doco series, do what we've done with future generations, but amplify it, and we can do it across Aotearoa, Aussie, the world, and just continue to tell stories, connect with people, experience life, and showcase the incredible people in the world that we have. Just want to continue to spread as much froth as I possibly can while I'm living and breathing, brother.
Yeah, it's quite crazy. We've done a full circle in that, because I mentioned the dreams, the missions at the beginning, and you're essentially living. You're living those dreams. You're living your mission now. And I honestly believe, bro, when you have when you have a mission, when you have that dream, when you have a reason to get up, especially for lads, it helps tremendously. You know, like you wake up each day and you're like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
You know, even if you are struggling, you're like, let's go.
I'm very fortunate. You're so right, bro. And I'm so lucky to have that and have found that at a young age through my experiences of my why.
Yeah, bro.
My existence of being on this planet and and creating avenues to be able to do that. That has been I'm so grateful every day for that, bro. Like every day I get to wake up and be my own boss and work as hard as I want to, which I prize myself on. Behind the scenes, the amount of stuff, the hours, the everything, like, but I'm so gassed up because it's something I'm completely passionate about. The level of fulfillment it gives me when I get messages of people's love, of their connection, their story, in terms of whether that be with Misfits or Spark That Chat, saving lives. Oh man, it is. I'm so grateful to be able to have this why.
It's impact.
It's people.
Yeah.
It's community. It's like, again, it goes full circle, bro. It's about the people. It's the people. Like it's like on this planet, man, connection and it's the people. It's amazing. And you know, when you meet these incredible people, it's so inspiring and awesome. So yeah, bro, it's what a trip.
What a trip. Still in it, still going.
Yeah,
What's next?
forever,
Love
bro.
it.
Forever learning.
Jack, my final question is, we mentioned future Jack. Who knows? And that's so exciting.
Yeah.
I want to go back to younger Jack. Could be any age. Could be the Jack that's about to embark on his Misfits journey. Could be a younger Jack than that. What's the one thing you'd want to say to him, bro?
I don't know why that's made me feel real emotional. I think it's a sense of pride. Because I have photos. I've got a photo, bro, that is on my merch table. And it's of me winning my first race on my dirt bike. And I look at that photo a lot. And I'm like, imagine what this little dude think at 10 years old. I'd just say, just continue to trust the process. Have as much fun as you can. Believe in yourself and learn. Just be your best. Do your best and have a shitload of fun.
I think he'd be proud of you too, brother.
Cheers, bro.
And the mahi that you're doing. I think a lot of people will be proud of you. I think you should be very proud of yourself.
Appreciate that.
And I think you're right, bro. I think it is just we're just getting started.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you got a beautiful wairoa. Jack, we have a closing tradition on this podcast, brother. You're relatively familiar. I know you listen to the Diary CEO, but where the previous guest asks a question for the next guest, not knowing who they are. So the question for you today is, there's two. How much do you share appreciation with those around you?
A lot. Yeah.
I think this was written for you, bro.
Yeah. A lot, bro. And I make sure to everyone that is around me that I think are definitely whoever I work with my family and friends, I make sure I tell them that I love them and I appreciate them because it's so important. Like I said, you don't know what tomorrow brings, man. So just make sure you do tell your mates you love them and your family.
Yeah, the next part was, will you make it a daily practice? And my bro definitely does that.
Yeah, it's a big one, man. Yeah. It's encourage everyone out there to do it as much as you can. Be the softy one. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's and it's appreciated massively. You know, those cold calls to your mates and just say, hey, what's up, bro? And, you know, a lot of the time they're like, what's up, bro? What are you called about? And it's like, yo, I'm just calling to say good day. Just checking in.
Oh my God.
Love you, brother.
Yo.
Chat. And, you know, sometimes it's like, whoa, I know the feeling of being on the other end, bro. And I try, again, do that myself. And it's just so important, bro. The life works in wild and mysterious ways. And you just got to make sure you love the people and show them you love them as much as you can while we're here.
Jack Jensen, ladies and gentlemen.
Cheers, my bro.
My bro, thank you for being here, man. Where can the people find you and the mahi that you do?
Socials, I'd say, would be the best. On Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. I'd say the sort of the main platform being Instagram. So at Spark_that_chat. So Spark That Chat will come up. Misfit Productions, MSFT_productions. And pretty much. If you type those in, whether that be on Google or on social media, I'm sure it will pop up and you'll be able to find this frother in the team and everyone involved.
Yeah, mana brother. We'll drop those and we'll make sure we drop our one here. Please subscribe to the channel and we're going to be back next week for another kōrero. Thank you very much, team. Kia ora.